Hi, Joe Bonnier for FastPitchPower.com. In this week's video, I want to talk about specific lower body strength training for softball pitchers. Now, in previous videos, I've demonstrated a number of ways how to improve lower body power explosiveness early during the delivery as the pitcher pushes into the pitching rubber, propelling themselves toward home plate. So I've demonstrated exercises that are designed to improve that extension, that explosion off of the drive leg. Now, it's important for softball people and fitness professionals alike to recognize that all that power that I generate off the back leg is really useless if I don't have a strong front side to transfer that force into. What am I talking about? The stride leg in this equation, its responsibility is to put on the brakes, to decelerate all that motion moving forward, to redirect that energy back up into the body and ultimately through the hand. If it can't do that, what happens? Where does all that energy go? The energy leaks. What does energy leak look like? Energy leaks look like too much motion through involved joints that otherwise should remain fairly stable. In this instance, the stride leg, instead of remaining with the knee slightly bent, okay, maintaining this vertically organized position, my knee bends too much, my hip bends too much, I tend to sit, I lose that vertically stacked position, my chest is forward, and I'm bowling the ball toward home plate. And this is not an uncommon technical fault in young pitchers. So what do we have to do? What's the long story short here? What are the exercise implications? We need to build lower body strength, but specifically we need to use exercises that teach us to decelerate against motion forward toward home plate. But is the pitching motion a linear motion? Is it a straight ahead movement? Okay, am I just accelerating like a sprinter out of the blocks and landing with my toe pointing straight ahead and my hips pointing straight ahead? No, I'm landing it slightly on an angle. Okay, so not only do the muscles need to be strong that prevent motion this way, okay, but the muscles of our glutes, okay, and core need to prevent motion this way as well. So we need to move in multiple directions to build a really strong front side. We need to challenge the body in multiple planes. So I'm going to show you two lunge variations, traditional forward lunge and a lateral lunge, right? That which combined really challenge the body in multiple planes, challenge all the muscles that will be utilized in yielding the body and building that front side resistance as a softball pitcher. So regardless of really what your equipment availability or your facility available to you contains, you'll be able to perform one of these variations, one or more of these variations. When's a good time to do this? Well, obviously during your workouts. Okay, if you're going to the gym, if you're working out at home, this is a good exercise to install as your lower body strength training exercise. If you're performing one of our off-season workouts or the summer college prep program, you can replace your lower body exercise with a forward lunge if you feel as though this is going to benefit you more. You can add it if you feel as though it's going to benefit you. This is a good exercise to perform after your pitching lessons in your yard. I'm going to show you some body weight and some band resisted options that, again, are very space friendly. But the first exercise I'm going to show you is, again, basic forward lunge. Hands are going to be on your hips. This is going to be our body weight version. This is where I want you to start, and I want you to really pay attention to the close details. All right, it's not just a leg strengthening exercise. We're strengthening the body's ability to decelerate against motion forward, specifically trunk flexion, or this chest coming forward, or this hip bailing out of the way. All right, so stepping straight ahead, I'm going to take a big step out as I bend my back knee here. All right, if I touch the ground, my back knee should be at 90 degrees, my front knee at 90 degrees. As I return to my starting position, I'm pushing through my front heel. Okay, so you're controlling all the way down to the ground and pushing right through the front heel. Now, once you hit the ground, we shouldn't see this. All right, your chest coming forward, this knee collapsing in, the hip jutting out to the side. You want to maintain a tall, organized position, hip, knee, foot, all pointed in the same direction, touch down, push back. Pretty simple, forward lunge. To make that a little bit harder, if you have a kettlebell at home, right? Holding the kettlebell in front of you is going to add, I guess, momentum moving forward, a greater challenge to maintain an upright position here. The weight's going to want to pull you forward. So holding the kettlebell in this goblet position is a very softball-specific tool or strategy. You're going to take a big step, touch your knee down, push back. Same thing. Everything stays the same except now you're holding a weight in front of your body. Push back. Kettlebell goblet lunge. Next, if you have one of our Cook bands, which I know people have been purchasing through our store, or you can attach it to your fence to the batting cage in your backyard if you're doing your lessons. All right, it's a great way to finish your lesson with some specific strength training that's going to help you again. Reinforce better technique. This band's going to be around your body. The band's job here is to pull me forward. What's my job is to resist that motion forward with those same mechanics. Stay nice and tall. Now, as I mentioned, the pitching motion is really a multi-directional movement. It's not linear. It's not purely side to side. So the next exercise that I want you to combine and also use, again, if this is your issue, is a lateral lunge. I like using a bench or a box, so I'm able to hit a consistent depth of this exercise. What I'm going to do here, starting with my feet together, my arms are going to be out in front. My chest and upper body is relatively upright. Again, reinforcing kind of pitching specific postures. I'm going to step to my side. My butt's going to sit back, touch my butt to the box, and then push back to my returning position. Okay, big step, butt to the box, and back. Big step, butt to the box, and back. So these muscles on the left side are my glutes and my core, preventing too much movement, or really learning how to put on the brakes and re-accelerate us back the same way they would during the pitching motion. Easily, you can add resistance again with your kettlebell. Same thing. Big step to my left, touch my butt back, and push back to my starting position. Big step, touch my butt back, and push. Similarly, using the band, I can do the same thing. Now this band is really going to try to pull me to my left. Arms will be out in front, good posture, big step, touch my butt back, and push. As far as sets and reps, 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions per leg is a really good place to start and stay for most athletes with lunges. Okay, you can always add weight to make it more challenging. If you're using a band, you can always step further away from whatever your attachment is to increase the challenge, because the band will become tighter and add a little bit more resistance. You want to work both sides, right? Not to mention. So you're not just going to work your stride leg, you're going to work both sides to ensure balance across your body. For more information regarding softball-specific strength training and skill training, please visit fastpitchpower.com. If you haven't already, like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. Obviously, the growth of our social media presence is good for us as a small business, but more importantly, it's beneficial for our followers and customers, because these vehicles provide a way to communicate with us quickly, efficiently, to get questions answered. And now those followers, those customers, they're young athletes, they're parents, and they're parents who are acting as instructors and coaches to their athletes, to their daughters, maybe not just to their own daughters, but maybe they're responsible for an entire team. So to be able to get your questions answered for free is a tremendous opportunity, but the only way you can do that is to, again, connect with us through Instagram, Facebook, and post your questions under the questions or comments under these videos on Fast Pitch Power on YouTube. Thanks for following. Thanks for supporting us. I hope you found this video informative and continue to follow Fast Pitch Power.